Well, hello, Empire Crypto TV. Be sure to like and subscribe to our show. If you like our content, check out our shows. And we are always live every day, Empire Crypto TV. And today we are looking at special announcements. Russia looking to expand its power in Africa. Yeah. These guys are making visits throughout Africa, and they have a special force unit, Wagner, okay, which are we gonna talk about. You know, it's a surprising thing. Russia, the same country that is at war currently with Ukraine. Since then, the NATO countries, you know, the 30 countries, which Russia is not part of, including Ukraine, has been slamming down on Russia, and Russia now is responding in this manner, even chasing out French soldier out of, even armed groups. Yes, this is the training right there. Look at that. Central African Republic having Wagner as their assistant to train them as soldiers. What is happening in the world? And it's expanding in Africa. This guy here you see on the screen, Russia Foreign Minister Sergey, he is going around African countries trying to convince African leaders. By the way, Africa has been divided over this thing of the war in Ukraine. So it's a kind of scary stuff. Even South Africa being involved with South Africa, and South Africa being one of the 4 countries of the BRIC nations. So it's a big thing. Putin is making some big moves, but in a military sense, okay? So you can see he's meeting around all different leaders of Africa. All of them have a story to tell. And I'm kind of nervous about these stories when I see these stories, especially if it happens in our continent here at home. It's a disturbing factor. So I looked into it. These things have been unfolding over the number of days and so forth. Russia expanding to Africa. Yeah, it's a reality. Okay, Russian mercenaries are destabilizing Africa. This comes from the New York Times, by the way. That's the source. Okay, look at that. Thumbs up right there. You can see the man is saying, oh, everything is fine. Looking up with the posters of Vladimir Putin, the invader of Ukraine, by the way. Okay. A celebration of France's announcement last February that it would withdraw troops from Mali included a poster of President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Ooh. So the Russian forces are aggressive at this point in time, even annexing French troops out of Mali. Okay, that's a big deal because France is one of the NATO countries. Okay, let's read on. One of the groups that have risen to international prominence or infamy with the invasion of Ukraine is Wagner, a Kremlin-backed mercenary outfit that regularly employs former criminals. They employ former criminals. Can you believe that? Okay, to serve for governance. These are former criminals, so they know everything, the ins and outs, so they could be dangerous. In Ukraine, they often fight when conventional Russian army troops flee the battlefield, and they are noted for their brutality. So these are brutal people that are training these Africans. Because Vladimir Putin is not going there by himself, but he's sending in an army. The Wagner activities in Africa, right here, read down here. The Wagner activity right here in Africa. Okay? All right? And Ukraine, they often fight with conventional Russian army troops. I want to repeat this one. Flee the battlefield, and they are noted for their brutality. They are brutal, okay? But it's Wagner's activities in Africa, especially the geopolitically important Sahel region, that requires closer attention, formed in 2014 by Yevgeny Prigozhin, a longtime loyalist of President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Okay, has some strongholds in some African countries in that way, if I would say. Wagner was created to support Russia's initial foray into Ukraine 9 years ago. Since then, it has evolved into a shadow network. This is still new. So, of mercenaries deployed throughout the globe. Okay, this includes a growing footprint in Africa, where Wagner has deployed forces to Central African Republic, Mali, Libya, Mozambique, and elsewhere. Combining hard and soft power, Wagner's forces are destabilizing poorly governed regions like the Sahel through wanton human rights abuses, rapacious resources extraction, and covert disinformation efforts that meddle in the internal politics of the countries where they operate. So this is a shadow group operating in some dangerous levels. In Sudan, Wagner operatives advised the strongman Omar al-Bashir, who has been charged by the International Criminal Court with multiple counts of genocide, on how to operate a social media campaign that would discredit civilian prospectors. So it's criminal for criminal, criminal helping another criminal. I don't know how that can work out, okay? In a memo of Mr. Bashir, Wagner advises advocates publicly executing protesters to send a message to others. Phone election monitors and Wagner engineered social media campaigns have manipulated local population and interfered in the elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Madagascar, Mozambique, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Doesn't that sound like the United States? Remember Hillary Clinton with those phony elections, monitor, Wagner engineering. Okay, man, this is something else. I also hear South Africa is involved. I'm a South African. I'm a bit concerned with that. Wagner fighters may soon be on their way to Burkina Faso. In mid-December, Ghana's President Nana Akufo and Addo alleged that the government in Ouagadougou, I can't even pronounce that, you know. Ouagadougou, okay, Burkina Faso's capital. I can't even pronounce that. Had offered Wagner a lucrative mining contract in exchange for its services. Wow. So these are big things, big time, happening out there in Africa. And Russia is in Africa via the Wagner operation. These are big news. I hope you find it informative. I think people in Africa and the government of Africa should look this into closely, especially us, the general public, what it would mean. It might be bigger than us, but at least to know. This is Empire Crypto TV. Until next time, thank you very much for joining me.